Furthermore, here's some statements of learning linked up to the different chapters in Smart Business. So you've got a statement of learning, SOL 1, communicates effectively using a variety of means in a range of contexts in English, all chapters. Another statement of learning, or something that you want students to learn after completing the junior cycle business course, has an awareness of personal values and understanding of the process of moral decision making. And again, there's particular chapters in the book that connect to that. And then, well, you can read the rest. We'll be going through those ourselves as well, so I won't read through bit by bit, but statement learning 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16, 19, 22, 23, 24, might read the last one. Uses technology and digital media tools to learn, communicate, work and think collaboratively, which means working in teamworks and groups, and creatively in a responsible and ethical manner. Okay, so there's your statements of learning. So all this ties together for the new junior cycle business course. As you can see, the three strands again: personal finance, enterprise, and our economy. In terms of teaching assessment as well, tying into the junior cycle skills, you've got content, creativity, communications, organizational skills, and computer ICT skills. So there's success criteria as well. In other words, students will be assessed on those different headings, which ties into the key skills. And communication will include how members are communicating in groups and how teamwork is going. ICT skills will include how we go about using Schoology, Quizlet, Kahoots, G Drive, my website, and also Edpuzzle, yeah, for questioning and assessing how much of videos are watched. Okay, so right, moving on then. So we'll have a variety of different teaching methodology in the classroom, and I'd recommend for business teachers to use these types of teaching methodologies. I think these work well. So the likes of KWHL, you test students to see what they know, how they want to learn, what they've learned in the past, and then after they finish their lesson, then what have they learned? So they reflect back on what they learned that day and that module, etc. Also discussions, debates, questions and answers, higher order question, differentiating for different students, different handouts, such as graphic organizers. Some examples of that we use in class would be placemats, think, pair, share. They're two very good ones to use in class and help students to work in groups and to work together collaboratively. We also do keywords analysis, literacy. We do numeracy using all the accounts and problem solving throughout class. We also use Edpuzzle. We also use slideshows. We also use examples and case studies. We also use a lot of current affairs to make it real for students. So RT Business, for example, making sure we're getting real business news from an early age. The new grading systems that students and teachers are going to be working with for the junior cycle have changed as well. So on your copies, you're going to see in line with expectation, below expectation, above expectation, and exceptional. In line with expectation here, maybe in line with expectation means that you're where you should be, given what you've done and what you're able to do. And then above expectation, you've made a bigger effort than was expected, and and then exceptional is you're doing everything really exceptionally well. Extra notes on the different chapters. Hi again. In video 1, I had some technical difficulties there with the blacked out screen. I was explaining how many weeks to spend at each chapter, etc. So I said I'll do it again. So here's a visual of suggested lesson schedule. Okay, so how many class periods you can spend at each chapter, which is very useful. all the way down to chapter 36. There's a lot of work, a lot of hard work involved in it. And then the plans that I was referring to earlier were in first year, that we work it over 8 weeks, 7 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks, and 6 weeks. So the first term be August to midterm, and with the last term finishing Easter to summer. And as you can see there, starting with chapter 1, 2, and mixing in number 12. Why? Because we're trying to match in with the statements of learning and the learning outcomes. So we're mixing different chapters that make sense to mix together for the correct outcomes. Okay, so that's first year business plan, and again, students can refer back to that business plan to see how we're getting on. And there's your second year business plan. So 8 weeks, entrepreneurs all the way to taxation, and then lastly economics, and in the middle there some accountancy. Okay, year 2. Okay, and then year 3, more on accounts, especially the final accounts, and then more on the international economy, the European economy, and also more on economics. Okay, hope that's helpful. Thanks, bye-bye. We'll also be reflecting a lot in class. We're also using a technique whereby you put down the aims in class, of a particular task or project. You do a certain amount of actions for it, and then you report back and reflect on what you learned. We'll also have videos, like these Zoom videos, some of the CBA ideas that have been successful in the past are the likes of students planning holidays for parents. Another one is students doing a research project on our oceans and the amount of plastics in our oceans. It ties into the environmental aspect and ethics aspect of business. Yeah, and many other techniques and teaching techniques, but I'd recommend the ones I've named out there. Hopefully that helps.